Hello, welcome to Matters of DeCorum. I'm Scott Corum. This is what matters to me. Normally, I would record these on the day that I'm going to put them out. That hasn't been working out so well. You may have noticed I've missed a few weeks. My dialysis occurs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and that doesn't leave me a lot of time on Monday to do anything like recording to get out at my normal time. I probably need to get in the habit of doing these early, as I am today. It's the 6th of May. Attention. This is a message from the past. By the time you see this message, something will have happened. I will have completed one more journey around the sun. Yeah, if you're watching this on Monday, May 12th is when I plan to release it. I will have had a birthday the day before, May 11th, Sunday. Mother's Day this year. Happens every 3 or 4 years. Don't have a lot planned. I don't have a lot of energy these days, but there's a place. I got a hankering for German food, as I often do, and there's a place about 20 minutes away from me here at the new house called the Rossebox, German for the jackalopes. And that looks like it's going to have some good, authentic German food. I'll let you know how it is. It's a year. It's time to change a few things. You may have noticed a change already. The opening sequence for the video. I kept getting copyright strikes on the music that I've been using, and that's music that I got from YouTube specifically so it wouldn't get copyright struck. I guess the artist and YouTube had a parting of the ways. So we'll see how long this one lasts. Did a little workout in Blender just to make sure I can keep my hand in. And of course, all the tutorials were older than the version of Blender that I'm using, so that was tricky, but it's all good. And of course, there's the new background. I like this place. It's not that different from where I'm living, actually. Cleaner. A birthday is a really good day to reflect on the past year. What's changed, what's new, what's old, what came with me the entire distance, and what simply hasn't. And that makes this a rough one, especially with my birthday landing on Mother's Day this year. Because last July, my entire life turned kind of upside down. In the midst of one of the worst years I've ever had for my health, in and out of hospitals, and my weight is still dropping and doesn't seem to be slowing down. Slowing down, but it's not stopping. I need to do something to actually put the weight back on. Gaunt is not a look that I appreciate. But then in July, we lost my mother. And I've been able to process that. It's taken some time. She was a lot sicker than we thought she was. And when things started to catch up with her, they caught up with her all at once. And so I've been living full time in this house since October. It took us that long to even begin the transition and get enough things fixed up here that I could manage on my own. The rest of the family lingered behind by a month or so, but we're all here now, still moving stuff from the old apartment. Because, man, my son has spent his entire life in that apartment, all 20 some odd years of it. Anna and I have been there since he came along. So we've all spent my son's entire life in that apartment. And Anna and I moved there from an apartment just 2 doors down. So we've been in that building in that neighborhood in Torrance for God damn, 30 years, something like that, pretty close. So I'm only 45 minutes down the freeway from there, but Cerritos is a different place. And we're not managing an apartment. We own a house. It's not quite big enough for the three of us, or rather, it is entirely big enough for the three of us, but not nearly big enough for our stuff. We're still paring down because the house came with a lot of stuff with it. And we didn't really have a chance to empty it out of stuff before we had to bring more stuff in. And now we are unburying and trying to finish out getting the last bits of stuff out of the apartment as best we can. And it's a thing. It's a thing because I do not have the physical strength to actually help with that. I'm mostly planning and trying to find processes that we can use to get things moved out, sorted, pared down, things we need to get rid of, gotten rid of, and things that we need to keep, put in some kind of storage where they're not just out. It's tricky. Andrew's gone above and beyond to see to it that the house has everything that we need to be technologically ahead of the curve. Plenty of Google Nests and smart lights and big TV screens and my giant computer monitor. I love my giant computer monitor. It makes doing a lot of work a lot easier. New stuff in the kitchen. We lost our oven to a tragic soup incident, and then we had to replace the stovetop because the stovetop wouldn't fit with the new oven, and we had to get a new microwave because the microwave's in line with the stovetop and the oven, and it wasn't working right. The whole house, the wiring in this house was done in the 1970s. And most of it, technically, made of aluminum. So we're having to rewire the whole house from the power pole to the outlets. We're having solar put in so that we can be more self-sufficient. It's kind of pricey, but we're having an abundance of solar put in. It's going to come in handy when Andrew's working a machine shop in the garage. He's got a whole plan laid out, and we're just like letting him have it. It's the garage is his space, and well, it will be his space when we get all the yarn out of it. All of my mom's yarn, and all Anna's yarn, and all my mom's fabric, and that I mentioned my mom was crafty, and that Anna collects yarn and fabric and everything necessary for doing any craft she might think of. She hasn't gotten around to doing the crafts yet, but she's got all the stuff. You know, knitting and collecting yarn, two entirely different hobbies. Just like collecting 3D assets and actually making images. I've been guilty. I might have overspent a little bit. All things considered, though, I've got a good dialysis clinic. I just roll down the street in my wheelchair. Just head out 3 days a week, about 8:30 in the morning. Get in the wheelchair, get out the door, lock myself out, and head down 2 blocks to the clinic. Have a 3.5-hour nap while they change my blood out. You wish it was kind of like it was in Back to the Future 2, where they swap your blood out and all of a sudden you got to put on a latex mask to look like as old as you were before because it did so much to make you younger. Still waiting on that one. But, you know, it does do the trick of making me not die. I'll take that. That's good. You may have noticed lapses in my production. At the same time, while I have had the occasional week off from getting Matters of out, I've got the adventure shorts happening pretty much every night. I missed one a couple days ago. Did not feel good, so I've got May's taken care of, and I'll try to get to June a little bit earlier than usual. And those are fun to do, and they don't take that much time and energy. And I'm looking for more projects like that because I need to be very energy efficient right now. There just isn't as much me as there used to be, weight-wise, time-wise, effort-wise. There's some things I keep meaning to do that I've done before, writing a supplement or getting some characters out or doing some stats for new stuff, chapter for a book. And those used to be things I would toss off without a thought. These days, I have to balance taking an Adderall so I can actually get work done to overcome the problems with low energy and executive dysfunction, which have gotten significantly worse since all my time in the hospital last year. But taking the Adderall, it is an amphetamine, and it does kill my appetite, which is a problem. I need to make myself eat a lot of calories before I go to bed tonight, just to make up for not having had anything to eat during the day. It's kind of interesting to be here. Problems I never thought I'd have before in my life. Low creativity, low weight, and having to compensate, and not being able to compensate for both of them at the same time. Weird. Just seems to be that's how everything is structured now. I figure turned 57 on Monday, but the day you're seeing this, most likely. I will probably, the house will probably be undug and presentable by the time I'm 58. 28, that'd be nice. 58 next year. I mean, I can be pretty sure it's going to be there next year, sometime between here and there. Anna's working hard at it. Andrew's working super hard at it. Now, I mentioned Nancy. When we started getting work done on the house, there were some things that had to get done. They had to get done fast. They had to get done right. And we went to a number of home shows and talked to contractors. It was a process. Most of them never got back to us, but then this one group did. And through them, we met Nancy. She's the owner of the contracting company. Nancy's older than Anna and I. Not by a lot, but by enough. She's kind of taken us under her wing, and man, we put one thing in front of her. We need to have extra concrete poured in the front walk so my wheelchair could make it into the house. And once we had all the permits done, City of Cerritos, we don't have an HOA here, but the City of Cerritos is kind of its own HOA, if you know what I mean. Once we got the permits done, which required me to go down in my wheelchair to City Hall to ask them why they hadn't done the permits yet. That concrete work was done in 48 hours. Done in 48 hours. Using it in the wheelchair in 48 hours. Beautiful work. Can't recommend them highly enough. Absolutely amazing contractors. And there's been so much work done around here with the electrical and the wiring and structural work, and get the bathrooms worked on, the kitchen done. Nancy's kind of adopted us. She comes over and makes sure I've had enough to eat and that Anna is relaxing as much as she can. Always checks in with Andrew. Might have some work for him once he graduates, which is coming up pretty soon. Scary. It's it's like having another member of the family. There's there's going to have a seat for at the table when we've got a regular kitchen table to have dinner at, you know? I didn't think I'd be acquiring fresh family, but that happens. A new area, new people. The crossing guard down by the senior center always tries to make sure I've got a safe crossing when I'm on my way to dialysis. They're running out of her car with her stop sign to catch up with me after I just push the walk button at the crosswalk, and she still makes sure I get across. I haven't been into the senior center yet. I'm only going to be 57. I technically don't really qualify for the senior center. Technically, I'm pretty sure they'll see to me anyway, because, yeah, I don't look 57. Not to these eyes. There is an amazing amount of tremendous food all around me. There's one of the best Korean barbecues I've ever eaten at is walking distance from the front door. I've had guests come over and we've just gone out the front door, walked to the Korean barbecue. Ziggle Korean barbecue, heads up. It's amazing place. Great food, great service, very friendly, very open and airy. And it just starts a couple of miles of food. So many different places to try. Shabu shabu and hot pot and Korean barbecue, ribs and kebabs. That's a good place. Rotisserie chicken, sushi, sashimi. Whole bucket of specialty grocery stores. I'm in foodie heaven and I'm losing weight. Man, it's going to be okay. We're getting extra kitchen stuff for the backyard. Andrew's already got a giant smoker who got back there, a Traeger, that the wood pellet thing that are looking forward to doing some briskets and chickens on. We've got a fireplace in the living room. My parents had it disabled. I don't know what they had against fireplaces. Ever since they've been out here in California, when they've moved into a place with a fireplace, they've just bricked it up and pretended it wasn't there. So one of the things we're going to have Nancy's folks do for us is bring that fireplace back to life, expand it a little bit, maybe see if we can't get some 17th, 18th century cooking done in the living room. Ambitious, but just the thought of being able to do s'mores or stew or bread in a Dutch oven right there in the living room during the winter nights. How can I not? It's going to be okay. And there are amazing times ahead. Amazing times and fascinating projects and things I want to get done solo and with other people. This past year has been a astonishing time of transition. It's been since July. It's been a world without my parents, neither of them. It's been a world where I've been in this house and my mom hasn't been poking her head over my shoulder to make sure I'm not messing anything up. Well, not physically, at least. You feel it sometimes. Never really goes away, I guess. And a year further along in just this trip that is life. Having adventures, rolling my critical failures and critical successes in some ratio I'm not comfortable disclosing. Closer to so much here. Places that were quite far away in Torrance. Well, it seems like 30 or 45 minutes down the freeway isn't that much of a difference, but it's considering how traffic operates in Los Angeles. And those freeways are the 91 and the 405, which I'm pretty much right between right now. I'm an hour closer to Buena Park, Anaheim, Knott's Berry Farm, Disneyland. I can get to downtown Los Angeles a lot more easily. The new location is opening up all kinds of possibilities. Not having to keep myself constrained and quiet because we'll be disturbing the other tenants. We need to set an example. I can game in my home. Once the home is cleared out enough to game in. No, that's going to happen, believe me. There are going to be game and food parties here, the likes of which God has not seen. It's a new year. Another trip around the sun. This time, we're going to try and end it heavier. Let's see how I do. Well, hopefully back to more uplifting and game-related content next week. I'm kind of over D&D. I dug into the review really hard and burned out a little bit, I think. And to come to the conclusion that it's all just fine. I think it's time to start doing some subjects more related to the victory system and maybe even a how-to series. Have some fun with that. Do some graphics. Bow, pizzazz, Adderall. And something to make up the calories. Well, thank you very much for watching. This is what has mattered to me. I'm Scott Corum. I'll see you next time on the next Matters of DeCorum. Now over to Uncle Drac for the outro.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, give it a thumbs down. Feedback is feedback. If there's any other topics you would like to hear Scott talk about, questions you'd like him to answer, subjects you'd like him to cover, please leave a comment down below. He will love getting your comment and you will love leaving him one. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, why not? This channel is awesome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You might also want to hit the little notification bell so you're alerted when these videos become available. If you would like to support this channel in a more substantial manner, we invite you to hit us up at the Patreon page, www.patreon.com/ScottCorum, and consider donating. Absolutely anything helps. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.